Momma Braga, força do coração. Momma Braga. Eu sempre com razão. Dance under the sun, feel the earth below. Momma Braga, Momma Braga.
Hi, it's Melanie for Momma Braga Unfiltered. So today we have a special guest. We got a powerhouse in the building, the one and only Hugo Brito, the comedic genius behind the Brito comedy. He's the creator of the legendary Vavo Brito, the character who has every Portuguese household laughing, pointing at the screen and saying, "That's literally my avó." He's hilarious, he's authentic, and he's bringing the culture with him everywhere he goes. Get ready for big laughs, big hearts, and big energy. Hugo Brito is here. Welcome.
Hello. Wow,
Hi.
that's the best intro I've ever had in a podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Points for me.
Very good. Very good.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. I am so honored to have you and to have you even agree to come on to my new show, Momma Braga Unfiltered. So how have you been? How are you? What's exciting?
I've been good, and I just want to say thank you for having me. I mean, as soon as I saw, like, we were talking about when I did that podcast that you listened to with the podcast, and then you started following me. I noticed that you were a content creator as well, in the community. So I like to support and help other content creators that do a lot of Portuguese material and stuff like that. So it's a pleasure of mine to be here, and I hope we have a good conversation. And now to answer your question, I just got back from my trip from Portugal, and I'm still adjusting to the hours, but I'm okay. You know, it was a great trip. It was tiring. I think I need a vacation from my vacation, if that
But was
makes sense.
it vacation?
Sorry.
But was it really vacation? Weren't you performing?
I will consider a vacation because it wasn't really like a paid show. You know what I mean? It wasn't
Oh,
like a show
okay.
where I get paid and I travel and they book a hotel and stuff like that. It was something I wanted to do. It was something for my family. Like it's a tradition that my dad has been doing it for over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And then he stopped since we moved to the United States. He hasn't performed out there in Carnival in 20 years range. He hasn't performed out there.
Oh, wow.
So I had that dream in the back of my head of, oh, I hope to one day be able to perform with my dad and my mom in the homeland and, get the group back together, and do this. So, it was all out of my pocket. I paid for my trip. We did a bunch of fundraisers to raise money so we could pay for some of the outfits that are in the group. Um, but besides that, I mean, I consider it a vacation because it's something that I wanted to do. And I mean, I had fun. Like on every vacation, I had a good time. I was staying out late almost every night, enjoying spending time with my cousins, my family. So it was a great time.
So where in Portugal so that my audience knows?
Yep. So it's in Terceira in the Azores, in the island of Terceira. So for those people that don't know what I'm talking about, Terceira is the only place in Portugal that does this type of carnival. And if you look up Carnival da Terceira, you will know what I'm talking about. It's considered one of the only, I'd say, forms of popular theater. I'd say it's the biggest one in Portugal for sure. It's
Mhm.
considered the biggest one in Portugal. So it's like theater, it's music, it's comedy. There's drama, um, and we performed for 4 days straight around
Oh,
the island in over 30 clubs, over 30 salões, that's what we call the sociedades, that are open to receiving us. They all have amazing tables with food, drinks for us to drink afterwards and eat afterwards. And they have, it's always filled with people from each freguesia, from each town that go there and like to see us. It's truly an amazing and unique celebration that it's only done in Terceira, and I'm pretty sure it's they're trying to consider it the biggest in the world on this form of theater, because it's over 60 groups that perform
Yeah, that's a
in
lot.
4 days. In 4 days,
Yeah.
so we start performing on a Saturday around 5 6. We finish around 4 a.m. the next day. We go to bed. We meet again at like 2:30, 3 p.m. and then we go. And it just repeats for 4 days. Um, and
And,
people
and you
just
and you
don't.
performed all those 4 days as well?
Yeah, we perform all over the
Wow.
island. So there's I think 30 something clubs that are open
Mhm.
to receiving the groups. Obviously, we didn't get to do all the clubs because that's too much, but we did 23 acts, 23 performances.
Oh my God.
So we went to a lot of clubs that were open, and it was just an amazing time. It's so unique. It's such a unique tradition that not a lot of people know about if you're not from Terceira. Um, and that's one of my things I try to do through my comedy too, is also teach people about this tradition, because it's so unique. It's so fun that I think a lot of more people should know. Not just the people from the island. I think it should be known all over the world, to be
Yeah,
honest, or at least places
great.
that speak the Portuguese language, right?
I think everyone should know, whether they know Portuguese or not. It,
Yeah, well,
it would
it'll
be
be hard
great.
for them to understand. It'll be hard
Oh,
for
the
them to
comedy,
understand the
yes,
language.
but the tradition is really good to know. Do you know how it came to be? Like how it all started?
I'm not sure how it all started. I never really looked up in the history of it, and I don't think a lot of people honestly know really how it all started, like the first year. I know that it was a long time ago, a few hundred years ago, and it started with drama only. It was only drama groups that they would do, no comedy involved. And then it progressed to being comedy and other different types of performances. So now it's mostly all comedy, and there's a few drama groups that perform. But my grandfather has was part of it for since he was very young. My great grandfather, so it's in the family, it's in the
Oh,
blood.
that's so
Uh,
nice.
it's something it's part of me, and the reason why I like to bring it up so much is it's what started my comedy. That's what started my character Vavo Brito,
Yeah,
was this tradition. So that's why I like to talk about it so much, and I'm so passionate about it. You know?
it's your roots, so you should be proud. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I love
Hmm.
how it started with your family, so you can go as far back as your great grandfather. Like that's amazing. If you
Yeah. Well, my great.
see what my great grandfather did, I would have no idea because I don't I don't know, and that's so shameful not to know, but I don't know. But slowly now I'm talking more with my parents to get to know more of the roots of it all. But I love how you have that already known. It's part of your DNA. So that's so awesome.
A lot of people tell me, like when I was performing in this past weekend, one of the older folks came up to me, and he started talking about my grandfather and my great grandfather, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing! Like, how does this guy like know all this?
Yeah.
But he started telling me like these stories about how my great grandfather was this very outgoing and charismatic person that liked to make everybody laugh. Um, and I'm like, well, that's ironic because I like to make everybody laugh, so that's pretty cool. But it was so cool listening to that stories from the older person, that just came up to me. and started telling me all these things. Like it was a great weekend. It was simple. I have literally no words. I think in my comedy so far, what I've done in this 6 years, I think this has been the most meaningful thing evolving my character that I've ever done. I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
I've gone to IPMA's November. I went to a show with Fernand Rocha with 1,000 people, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, those were all big, great shows. Yes, I love it. It's part of my, it's a good thing to have on my resume. But this one, it was a more meaningful one. It was the one that really touched my heart. It was the one that I was dreaming of for my whole life. And it's funny, ironically, because it's the only one that I didn't make any income or anything out of it, but it doesn't matter because I could do this for the rest of my life for free and I would be okay with it. It's not all about the money, right?
Yeah, it's the experience, and you got a chance to really dig into your roots, to your family. And family is everything. That's priceless. You can't put a price tag on that, that's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and this experience alone will probably help you in your future plans and your future shows because you were rooted into where it started it all, like with your great grandfather with the comedy. So it's almost like you had a chance to dip into that a little bit, and now you can carry it with you to future events. That's what I feel that
Yeah,
you'll
for sure. I think this made for the character of Vavo Brito, this made it her I guess evolve a little more, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it made me see a lot of things that I didn't really get to see before. And I got to perform with my dad and my padrino. Those are the people that basically started the character. Those are the people that made the character. And performing on stage with both of them, to the people that created or that initiated this persona, right, of Vobrit, is absolutely amazing. I got to learn so much from them. Um, that I got to put my own now I get to put my own spin on it and create a better, more evolved Vovobit, let's say. Um,
A
you know,
more modern.
more modern, right?
Yeah.
A few months ago, I did a video saying that I was gonna kind of not stop Vovobit, but kind of just take a break almost from it to focus on my stand-up comedy because I
Hmm.
also have that dream that I want to do stand-up comedy in English and evolve my roots of being Portuguese and stuff. Kind of like what Mike Rita does, the Portuguese kids have been doing now. So I love doing stand-up. I've done it a few times with the Portuguese kids, and it's something that it's hard to put into words because I've been doing shows with the Valbrites for a long time now, but
Hmm.
nothing compares to doing stand up as myself because I feel like I can be myself. Right? I'm not a character. I'm just Hugo
Yeah.
talking to people, and I didn't know I could do that. Right? It's like almost a hidden talent that you find that you didn't have. It went really well the past few sets that I had. I was very proud of myself. Then I want to evolve that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is I was telling you that a few months ago, I said that I was going to take a break from Vavo Brit and kind of focus on my stand up. But this Carnival, this past weekend, made me realize, do I really need to take a break from this character? I mean, this character is really what made me, is
Hmm.
what evolved, it's what the reason why I am where I am today in comedy is because of this character. I mean, it's good, yeah, that I'm going to focus on stand up and kind of take a break from Vavo Brit. But I think I was wrong. I think that this made me realize that I probably shouldn't take a break from a Volbeat. Take a Volbeat for the ride.
Yeah,
Let
exactly.
her do stand up with you. No, this was really like it was almost like a reset in my life in
That's
general. Right,
cool.
this week that I was there made me see a lot of things, made me understand a lot of things. It was very meaningful, and I think that Vavo Brito's not going anywhere. I think that more videos are coming. A lot more videos are coming. A lot more content is coming. Um, I don't think I'm ready to take a break
No,
at
no, you
all.
shouldn't. You should not take a break. Just incorporate her into you, but still have you.
Yes.
That's an
Yeah.
amazing thing to do where you could be a character but still be yourself.
Hmm.
You should definitely maybe try to incorporate both into the next stand up. I think people
Right.
would love it. I'd buy a ticket to go. Well, if you were
Yeah.
in Toronto, come to Toronto. So it's easier for me to go see. I don't travel outside of Toronto.
I'll be going up there, I think, next month with the Portuguese kids. Um,
Oh, okay.
we're gonna be doing the we're gonna be doing the My Big Fat Portuguese Wedding show.
Okay.
That's one of the shows they put together. It's like a wedding show, and we just kind of like two people get married, and you guys, the audience, are the the people that got invited to the wedding. Um, it's a cool show to be part of,
Yeah.
because everybody's like basically part of the show. I play one of my characters is called Louis B.
Oh,
Um, I'm supposed to be the influencer, the bad guy, I would say, right? In wrestling, we call it the heel.
oh yes.
Um,
I'm a huge wrestling fan, by the way, so I
I've
understand.
noticed. I've noticed.
I like wrestling.
I love wrestling as well, and I think if you listen to my podcast with the podcast, with him, I talked about how wrestling was also part of my life back in the day, and how it also,
Yeah.
you know, it kind of how do I say this? It contributed to me doing comedy as well, or feeling comfortable talking to an audience or people,
It's a
because
performance.
I used to do pro wrestling. Yes,
Yeah, it's a performance.
so
I know when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, a Portuguese wrestler? Wow, where is he now?
yeah, I wish I would have kept going. That's something I kind of regret now, is that I kind of like just kind of stopped,
Hmm.
gave up on it. But I mean, I kind of, I had to if I wanted to move on kind of with my life.
Yeah.
It was taking a lot of my time, and it was taking a toll on my body, to be honest. I still have I still deal with a lot of neck pain and back pain from all those years of taking bumps and in wrestling. It was 5 years of consecutive like falling and bumps. That's what we call it, right?
Yeah.
They say somebody told me once, one of my coaches, that every time you fall in the ring, it's like getting hit by a car going 25 miles an hour. I don't know how accurate that is,
How did
but
you survive? I would have already been dead. I'd be like, just leave me here. I can't get
because
up.
think about it. You're literally letting yourself
Yeah.
fall on a surface that a lot of people think it's like a trampoline. Well, let me tell you, newsflash, it's not a trampoline. It's literally just, it's like boards, right? Wooden boards with
Yeah.
probably a tiny mat like this on top of it, and that's it, right?
Oh,
And then the canvas,
yeah.
and then it bounces, but it's not a trampoline. Like you get hurt. You get,
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah,
yeah.
we see the bruises. We see the the marks that are left. It's crazy. Absolutely
I
crazy.
Can you
But
see
I
me? Sorry, somebody
yeah,
called me.
yeah, it's okay. That's great. So I'm glad you brought up the wrestling thing. I was gonna bring it up and I forgot to write down because you even had a wrestling name.
I did. I was known as the Azorian Adonis.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
That was my nickname, and I was a heel. I was a bad guy. I was very good at it. Obviously the wrestling part, I was training, and I think if I would have kept going, I would have got even better at it. But I felt very confident on the microphone being a heel,
Yeah.
because I could just be somebody that I'm not a heel at all. I'm not this jerk of a
Oh, you're
person
so
that,
nice. You're
I
so
don't think I
nice.
am, at least, right?
Yeah.
So, it was fun. It was fun to play that. It was really fun. Um, but I mean, it was something that was part of my life, part of my history, and
Part of your
now I'm glad I got to do it because I get to look back at it now, and it's something I wanted to do since I was very young. I kind of got to live out that dream a little bit, right? So I didn't
yeah,
get to
that's all.
go, I didn't get to ever perform at WWE or anything like that, but I got to perform for an independent company, and I got to meet a lot of cool wrestlers. And one of the highlights that I have is my first wrestling class in Orlando, Florida,
Hmm.
was with Scott Hall, Razor Ramon.
Oh, wow.
So that's one of the highlights that I have. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. I got to train with Santana Garrett one on one for a lot of sessions. Santana Garrett is also a very known independent wrestler in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
She was amazing, and she got to teach me so much, and we got to create a friendship, which is great, you
That's
know?
great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And now you found your niche.
I have. I found my niche. I would say I have found what I truly love. But I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. I do think about all the time. Um, I get that craving of going back in the ring and
Hmm.
wrestling. And I admit that a few months ago I went back to the school to kind of just take a look and see what I could do. Right. I was curious to what extent I could wrestle again or perform without training for many years.
Yeah.
So I trained for one of the classes, and I was absolutely blown away. Like I could not do it for the first 5 minutes I was in the ring. I was like, nope, this is not. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna need to train really hard because I was out of breath. My body was hurting, and that was the first 5 minutes I was in the ring, 5 to 10 minutes. So I was like, yeah, maybe I should take a break. Maybe if I want to do this again, maybe I should wait till after my wedding or something like that, and
Hmm.
try again. But I haven't gone back to it. I mean, I was curious to see what extent I could go again. But if I were to go back to wrestling, I would need to take a lot of time out of my life, which is something I really don't have right now. And I would need to get in shape. For any Portuguese person, getting in shape is not part of kind of our
DNA.
exactly
Yeah, I know.
DNA, right?
Yeah, I know. It's hard, and
Or
then
don't tell
get
that to
older.
João Cagão or Paul. Paul João Cagão. He's also one of the
Yes,
characters.
yes.
He's in great shape. He's a bodybuilder now,
Yeah, he's
and
very
I
dead.
think if I were to get back into shape, I think I would ask him for his help because he's amazing at it. It's
Yeah,
definitely in his DNA. He's not all Portuguese at all.
he's a different breed.
Different breed,
Yeah,
right?
but he's great too. I follow him too. I love his stuff. He's
Mhm.
really, really, and he's inspiring too with his bodybuilding. That's amazing. He has a
Also
lot of
another,
passion for that.
yeah, he's another wrestling fan as well. It's funny because a lot of people from our comedy kind of like scene in the Portuguese
Mhm.
community are all wrestling fans, and that says a lot, right? That says a lot, because wrestling played a big part in all of our lives when
Yeah,
we were young. That it kind of made us want to do entertainment or be entertainers or comedy. So it's pretty cool to see that.
yeah, full circle. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I like watching wrestling because I find it very entertaining. I watch it for entertainment purposes, and then I like
right.
watching the fans and see how they
Mhm.
interact. So even if I'm at an event or even a comedy event, I'm watching the comedians, but I'm more intrigued with the audience and how they're, um, I guess, accepting the entertainment,
Right.
how they interact,
Yeah.
how they're reacting. I love that. I don't know why, but I love seeing how
Mhm.
engaged people are. And I know you're great at it at all your shows. Like everyone. everyone laughs, everyone loves you on stage. Um, it's fantastic to see.
Not all sunshine and rainbows, all the
Well,
shows, but
I'm sure. Yes, I've been to some shows where, not with you, but with other comedians, where I'm like, just like, laugh. Why are you people not laughing? This is funny.
right.
So I guess it depends on the audience. Have you been to a show where you're just like, oh my god,
I
what
have.
that?
I've had I've had quite a few of those. You know, you just gotta when you start doing comedy, you just have to kind of put in the back of your mind. Not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're gonna have two different sides, just like wrestling. You know, not everybody's
Yeah,
gonna like you.
yeah.
So, so there is a show I did. I don't want to like name. I don't want to say the city or anything, but let's just say that the community was very different from where Vavo Brito is from. So Vavo
Mm-hmm.
Brito from the Azores in this community is basically 100% all continent, right? Like port
Mm-hmm.
mainland.
Yeah,
Um, if you know anything from Portugal, you know that people from the mainland, people from Madeira, people from the Azores, very different, right? It's like another country, right?
yeah,
Those three places. So I went to a place where it was 100% people from mainland, and my character is more Azorian. My character is more traditional to the Azores. A lot of the things I do, a lot of the jokes, which is kind of my fault because I didn't really change the show when I went there. I should have kind of changed it up a bit to more to that audience, and it was difficult. A lot of people laughed, but I felt, I felt I didn't feel like it was a good show to me, and I didn't feel like I did my job right because, you know, I think people couldn't understand what I was saying or the way I was speaking in Portuguese or the traditional things that I was doing. So yeah, I've had quite a few of those shows where the audience is not really what you're expecting, and that's
mm-hmm.
okay. You're gonna find those, and it's a lesson. It's a lesson that I learned. You know, maybe okay, maybe now next time I do a show, if I see that it's a crowd that 100% people from continent, maybe I should change it up a little bit. You know, because my character is Azorian. My Vavo Brito is from Terceira, and I incorporate a lot of things from the Azores, and not
Yeah,
continent so much, and that's wrong because I should do that. I should also incorporate things from other places. It's not my fault because I don't really know a lot from continent because I wasn't born there.
yeah,
I don't have family from there, but you know, it's something that I can learn and grow from it.
yeah, for sure. But I still like your character. It could be because, my parents are from the Azores, so they definitely understand. Uh,
Yeah,
but I find it's a learning experience too. Like if you're not from there, you can learn a lot from your skits
right.
because when you were telling me before, I'm going to Carnival, and I'm like, oh, I've heard that, but it's not a tradition that I was born in Canada, so it wasn't a tradition that I really knew. So then I would like talk. I was talking to my mom. I'm like, oh yeah, my interview with Hugo is only after Carnival, and she's like, oh yeah, yeah, and I'm like, do you know what that is? Of course I know, and I'm like, well, you never told me that. But
Yeah,
watching your skits too, or following your journey, because you did a lot of vlogs while you were in Seda,
yeah,
you learn a lot. So I think maybe when someone is buying a ticket to shows like yours, they should have a little bit of an open mind and say, oh, okay, I get to learn something about a different. We're all Portuguese, but again, we all come from different places, so we can learn from each other. And the carnival is such a great tradition, and it's so great to
right.
learn it. So I think people should just be like, oh, okay, I might not understand, but I'm learning something. So I'm
Mm,
hoping when people go to your show that, yeah, they're gonna laugh or not laugh, but at least get something out of it, like a learning
right.
experience. That's all. But I'm just weird. So, but that's
Right. That is a good way to put it. I've never really thought about it that way, but that's really that's a good way to put it. Kind of go to a show open minded. It's almost like a learning experience, right?
yeah,
You get to learn this part of the culture that you're not necessarily really familiar with, and it's part of Portuguese history, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like Portugal is so we're a small country, but we have so many different traditions around the whole country, right?
Yeah.
It's impossible to know all of them, but it's good to know quite a few of them, because it's good to know that it's not just you, right? You're
Hmm.
not it's not good to be stuck in your own bubble, right? It's good to
Yeah.
get out there and learn about other cultures and about the other traditions that you do in that city that you don't do in this city. So it's cool to see that we're such a small country, but we do so much around different parts of the country where you depends where you're from. It's
Hmm.
different. It changes. They do different things. They
Yeah.
speak different. They do different cultures. They do different traditions. And
Hmm.
it's nice to learn about them.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And Portugal is small, but at one time, Portuguese people were everywhere. Like Angola.
Right. Mozambique, I think, is one of
Yes,
them.
there's
Brazil.
yeah, there's so many, and then there's oh my goodness, my Portuguese teacher would be so mad at me right now because I'm forgetting all the other ones because I know there's
Is
one
it
in India
India? I think
and
we're India.
China. So like we're everywhere.
Yeah.
We just kind of gave up on a lot of places that we did have. But
Right.
but the Portuguese language
It's still there.
is still there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when I'm talking Portuguese, they think I'm French, and I'm like, no, I'm not French because I speak so fast because I'm so used
Right.
to it. When you're listening to people speaking Spanish or Italian, because of our Portuguese, we can kind of pick up a little bit where I'm like, oh, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do that now when I hear, I don't know if you're, is Stephanie Valkyr on WWE. She's the
Yeah.
women's champion. So when she speaks Spanish very slowly, I'm like, I understand everything she's saying. I don't need to
Yeah.
read no subtext. I know things. So I love it.
Because she's speaking slow. If he was
Yes.
speaking fast, then that would be a
And
different
forget it.
story. Yeah.
Forget it. And then I'll be like, okay, translate. Yeah.
um, I was gonna ask you where your parents from in the Azores because you said that you're not
Uh, San
they
Miguel.
know the San Miguel. Okay.
Yeah. We're from a little freguesia called Ponta Garça. So it's not Ponta
Mm-hmm.
Delgada, it's Ponta
Punta
Garça.
Garza.
But if I say Vila Franca, which is right beside them, then everyone knows.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know where that is.
Yeah. See, and that's what I was talking about. Like it's the Azores, right?
Yeah.
But San Miguel and Terceira, two different
Very
two
different.
different cultures.
Yeah.
It's like two different countries, right?
Yeah.
But it's cool to see that they know Carnival and
Oh,
they
yes.
know what I'm talking about.
I remember my parents going to, because in Toronto, because it's so multicultural,
Right.
um, there were all these groups, and I know, and now that I'm remembering, because I don't know, maybe I dealt with childhood trauma because I forget some of my childhood memories, but I remember going to the lounge, and there'd be like comedy and people dressing up and I think um, it was from the Trseda community that
Carnival, yeah.
pulled those shows. And I remember going as a kid because, wherever my parents went, I had to go, even if I was sleeping on the chairs. That's, what we
Right.
did. Now I'm like remembering, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember we went to like this Portuguese club, and I remember men dressed as women, and there's all this. It
Yeah.
was comedy, it was drama, it was an event. So now that
Yeah.
we're like talking, I'm like, oh my god, I remember that. So yeah, my parents,
Uh-huh.
my parents love that stuff, and like my dad is funny too in his own way. He can never do stand up comedy, but my whole family, they like to dress up and make, to have fun. That's
Right. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, right? It's about having fun. It's
yeah,
not about, when I do comedy, for one, it helps me. and I know we were going to talk about this also,
Mhm.
helps me with my mental health. But two, it's also a good way for me to kind of explore the language and keep speaking Portuguese
Mhm.
because I think if it wasn't for me doing this character or comedy in Portuguese, I would have forgotten how to say a lot of things in Portuguese. I came here very young at 12. So um, a lot of kids that come here my age, they forget how to speak their own language
Mhm.
because they're not involved with anything Portuguese related and they
Yeah.
don't want to be. Most of them seem some of them simply don't want to be because they get like so involved in the American culture and then some of them get made fun of in school while you're dressing up, while you're doing that. Um, so they back up and they kind of just do their own American English culture and they forget what it's like to be Portuguese or how to speak it. So I think those are the two ways that um, my comedy really helps me
Mhm.
um, with my life, to be honest.
And you know what? It helps younger people too to kind of be engaged and want to know Portuguese and want to be involved because it is like I feel like the Portuguese community is slowly, I don't like saying it, but like dying in a way.
Yeah,
There's not that passion to want to know how to speak, read, or write. Um,
right.
I can do all three, not 100%, but I can do it. I did go to Portuguese class, so like grade eight. My parents were very proud of that. And my parents,
Right.
even though my parents have been in Canada for God knows how long, longer than they've been in Portugal, but
Mhm.
they only speak Portuguese, and I only speak Portuguese to them. And it's something that I'm very proud of. And and I do speak with my daughter in Portuguese. She just can't respond back, but I want her to be proud to have Portuguese roots. So I'm doing more of that with her. So, like people like you being young and still carrying those traditions and doing it, that
Mhm.
gives me hope because then I can, like, hey, look. And then she can watch because even when she was growing up, really, really young, I would make her watch the Portuguese kids. She loved it.
Right.
She would sing, dance, do, and
Yeah.
speak Portuguese. So people like you help the younger people like be entertained and find it
Mhm.
fun and to be and to want to learn. So
Mhm.
thank you, like to
Yeah,
people.
thank you. It's funny you bring that up because um, I don't realize how much young kids like watching my character. Um, when I went to Carnival this past weekend, there was a lot of kids that wanted to take pictures and like, Vavo Brito, I love watching you, or their mom would come up to me and say, my daughter likes watching you, or my granddaughter likes watching you. And the same thing when I do shows here. A lot of the grandmothers come up to me and like, my granddaughter loves watching, my grandson loves watching you do comedy. And I'm like, really? Like, I feel like I should like almost kind of like not do half the rated R things that I do, right? Or the things that I say, but they don't mind. It's just like, they love
Well,
watching the goofy
that,
things that I
yeah,
do, right?
that's very Portuguese. That's like unfiltered Portuguese.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's why, like I mentioned, the younger kids are seeing it. They're like, oh my God, that sounds like my avó, right?
But it's not like I'm in the one thing too is not like I don't swear, like
No, 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 you don't.
I don't say any bad Portuguese words, and if I do, it's very rarely. Like I swear, like the last show I said a bad word in character, and I think the only one was the one in Canada in Toronto with Fernando Rocha, but that's because it was part of the bit, was the beginning of the show. I wasn't going to say any bad words, but by the end of the show, I was going to say a big bad word because Fernando Rocha is kind of known for
Yes,
swearing, right?
yes, yes, yes.
So that's one of the things I did, but I never ever swear. And if I do, I always have a way around it, right? Like
Yeah,
Valaka, right? Valaka is kind of it's a nice way of it's a nice way of putting the B word, right?
yeah.
Of you're a Valaka, like or it can also mean like you're kind of like a troubled person.
Hmm.
I mentioned gata, like gato, gata, like
Yeah.
that's kind of other ways you go
Clean it
around it.
up.
Right.
Clean it up.
So
That's good.
yeah. So that I think that's a good thing too for the kids, right? I mean, I don't want them to go to school and be like, "Oh, tu és uma velhaca," or you or you're a, that would be bad. But at least the teachers are like, "Oh, at least she's not saying like the actual word, She's kind of like just saying kind of like the nicer word of it."
Yeah.
So
But if it's in Canada or US, the teachers probably won't even know what that is. So it's
right,
okay.
right, you're right.
Or if they're saying, "Oh, as you hot," what are
És
you
um
saying?
rato,
Oh,
uma
you're a
rata.
cat. Oh, okay. That's it's not really bad, right?
No,
It's
no, it's not that at all. Right. So,
so that's great. So, like, what does your creative process look like from idea to filming to posting? Like, how
so
does
I'm
it work?
I'm the type of person I'm very spontaneous, right? So I do things. It comes up to my mind. I'm like, oh, I have an idea. Okay, if I'm at work and I have an idea, I'm like, when I get home, if I see Tepashova, right? That's the way I say it, see
Yeah.
Tepashova. I'll get home and I'll film, and I'll edit the video. But I do everything myself. From coming up with the ideas, from filming the video, and there's somebody else calling me. These people love calling me.
You're very popular.
So when I edit everything by myself, even filming. I just put the camera down and I film all the videos by myself mostly. It's very few times that my wife helps me, or I have my parents help me film. Most of the time, it's just a one man. It's a one man show. I have my gimbal. I put my phone in there, uh, my tripod, and I film it. If I have an idea, I do it. If I feel like it, if I don't feel like it, I don't do it. I don't have that pressure of some comedians have that pressure of like, oh my God, I have to put out a video because I haven't put out a video in so long.
Yeah.
I'm not really like that. I'm
Oh,
just like,
that's good.
I have to film and write when I feel like it and when I think the time is right, when it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's a very free way of doing comedy, very relaxed, I would say. I don't try to pressure myself too much. And when it comes to the joke writing process, this might sound crazy to you, but when I'm sleeping, I literally have ideas of jokes when I'm sleeping, right? It's the strangest thing. Um, like I'll be sleeping and I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh my God, that would be like a great joke, right? Like, and
Yeah.
I just kind of go on my notes, put it down quickly. Next morning, I kind of work on it. Or in the shower, right? Like, I'll be like thinking in the shower and I come up with a joke, or driving to work. I come up with this idea, or if I'm scrolling through social media and I see something, I'm like, oh, this will be a nice Vavo Brito skit. And then I'll just kind of freely, if I feel like it, I'll get home and I'll film it. It's not really. I don't really have a process, I would say. I don't really have a set thing that I have to do to write or film. It's kind of more free. If I
Yeah.
want to film, I'll film. If I don't feel like it, I don't have to do it. Nobody's
Right.
pressuring me to do anything.
Oh, see, that's good. So, where do you see the I'm not gonna say of Vavo Brito because I'm gonna say Brito comedy because it's not just about Vavo, it's you, and I know that you want to
Yeah.
do stand up as well.
Hmm.
So where do you see that going in the future? Like, do you have any plans for live tours, TV specials, collaborations? I know you
Hmm.
mentioned collaboration with the Portuguese kids. Is there
Yeah.
anything else in the works or that
So
you'd like to do?
so I've been doing a lot of work with the Portuguese kids. Yes. They're amazing. They have took me under their wing and they kind of showing me the ropes, right?
Mhm.
Which for a group like them, they're the biggest Portuguese comedy group in America and in
Mhm.
Canada. So for me to see that, um, it's and for them to take for them to take me under their wing. I'm very proud of that. Very fortunate to be able to do that with them, because they can show me what not to do, what to do, the right things, the wrong things, and I learn a lot from them. So I have this part of it where I'm proud of, and I can keep that relationship for the future for a very long time. But also, like I was talking before very briefly, I want to do stand up, right? I want to do stand up. Stand up is part of my my it's in my cards. It's something that I want to do, that I want to evolve, that I want to work on. And there's also another thing that I have a dream of accomplishing one day. And this might sound crazy, but I want to do a Vavo Brito movie, a comedy movie.
Oh, why
Um,
not? Sounds awesome.
I have this idea of I'm sure you've seen what's it called? What's that movie called? No, what's it called? Medusa? Medusa? Have you seen Medusa? I think it's called Medusa.
A Greek,
Um,
that's like Greek mythology, right?
no,
Medusa.
I forgot what it's called. It's this guy that plays this uh old lady character on a movie.
Oh, okay.
I forgot who does it. It's
Oh,
not Eddie
yes.
Murphy.
Isn't it
It's not
Tyler
Eddie Murphy.
Perry? Tyler
I
Perry.
think so. I think it's Tyler
Yes.
Perry. Yes.
There's a new one just came out on Netflix.
Yes. Yes.
I
I
I
might
didn't
have the
really
name
like
wrong.
that one. I think I watched like
Medina.
one.
It's something like Medina or Medu. It's something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm totally
I know who
botching the
you're
name.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of want to do something similar to that, right? Like
Yeah.
a movie where Vavo Brito, where it kind of has a story, a comedy story, and I can just be goofy on the movie, and I think that's something people would enjoy watching. I
Oh,
mean, have you seen Bad Grandpa?
oh my God, yes.
I've also had an idea of do something like Bad Portuguese Grandma, right? That's more like a rated R Vavo Brito
Yeah.
movie, and I can do just this funny, goofy things. So I have that in the back of my mind that I want to do a movie. That's one of my dreams is I want Vavo Brito to be able to do a movie, and hopefully people will enjoy in something that I can work on. For that though, it's a lot of work. It requires a big budget. I mean, you need to be able to have investors that are willing to invest in your project and do that. But I think with faith, everything's possible, and I think I'll be able to accomplish that in the next few years. I think you guys
So
should stay
too.
tuned because I think that's something that's probably going to happen. I feel very confident on that I will be having a movie come out of a Vobrit, um, and I don't care if it fails. I don't care if it's a total failure, but at least I'll get to say one day I made a movie with this character, and it'll be something that my kids can watch, my grandkids can watch, something I can be proud of, you know? So we'll see.
Oh, for sure. And then when it's released, just let me know so that I can like share and I can watch it over and over and over
Oh,
again.
oh, I have this thing. Maybe I'll do like a red carpet or event, and I'll invite all the Portuguese artists.
Oh my
There'll be
God, yes.
something.
I would love to walk a red carpet. That's my dream, just to walk a red carpet and not fall.
I got to experience doing that at IPMAs. It was amazing.
Oh, that's so nice. But you didn't fall.
I didn't fall,
Oh, that's
hopefully.
good. Yeah, see, that's good. Me, I would have to wear heels because I'm very short. So I
Yeah.
would for sure fall at some point or another. And then I would be famous for falling on the red carpet. That's what will know me as. You mentioned you're married, so that's something not too long ago,
Yeah,
right?
it happened in August of last year, so it hasn't even been a year. It's been half a year. Um, yeah, it's been really good. She's a great wife, Ashley. She's amazing. She helps me, um, with everything in life, and she kind of made me almost like grow as a person as well, as an individual, as a man.
That's wonderful.
And that's what you need a wife. That's what you need a wife that helps you grow, right?
Yeah,
you don't want to have somebody in your life that's holding you back from doing the
yeah,
things that you
sure.
love. So she's the type of person that understands what I do, and that supports what I do, right? So I'm very fortunate with that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is she Portuguese as well?
Yes, her dad is from Terceira, and her grandmother, so she has the roots as well, and she loves Carnival as much as I do.
That's
I think
great.
I hit the jackpot with that one. So she's very I think I found somebody that loves everything that I do, and we have a lot in common. So it's great. It's I'm very fortunate that I was able to find somebody like that because nowadays, it's hard to, I know out there, it's hard to find that one person that you love or that has a lot in common with you. But I was able to do that, and I'm very fortunate. Yes.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, it's hard to find someone to like just be there to support you and
Right.
in everything you do. Like I'm fortunate. My husband supports all my crazy ideas. Like Momma
Hmm.
Braga Unfiltered is the next one.
Right.
Um, we've been together for 25 years, so not married,
Wow.
like together for 25 years. So
It's a long time. That
I
is a long
know
time.
que tem paciência com o tempo espremem, but I'm lucky. He has all the patience for me, so that's good. So a question that you know is coming, because we kind of talked about it before. So how do you balance the pressure to be funny with taking care of your own well-being?
Mm. So I didn't really when you were asking me this question,
Mhm.
writing it, I didn't really want to think about it because I wanted to be from the heart.
Of course.
I wanted to be an answer that I wanted to be an answer that I could be proud of, and that it could be authentic, right?
Mhm.
Could be real. So comedy, it helps me a lot with my mental health, I would say. Um, but I think I have a good balance. I think I found a good way where I don't have to stress myself over it,
Mhm.
and I can just have fun. Like I was saying before, I don't have like when I think about doing a video, if I feel like it, I'll do it. If I don't feel like it, I won't do it. I don't have a pressure to do anything.
Good.
Nobody's forcing me to do this, right? Um, so if I'm having a bad day, right? And let's say I have an idea, yes, I'm gonna do that video because it's gonna help me. It's gonna help me mentally because um, I will do that video. I'll be in that character, and that character will make me more happy, right? It will make me like
Mhm.
feel like I'm doing something, I'm being productive. So comedy helps me tremendous with my mental health. Even though sometimes I don't want to do a video, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this video, right? But I'm having a kind of like not an okay day mentally. But maybe what if I tried doing this? And when I do it, it helps me, right? It helps me mentally.
Yeah.
So I found a good balance where I don't have to force myself to do anything, but uh, but it helps. It helps if I do it. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? I don't know if I'm making sense to you.
No,
It's been a
no,
little bit, but
it makes perfect sense to me. That's amazing. So did you to find that balance though, I'm assuming it wasn't like right away. It took some time for you to figure it out, right?
right,
Like at the beginning, did you find yourself you felt more pressured to bring out
for sure.
content to be funny, but now because you've done it for so many years, you're more confident in yourself. So that's what helped you find the balance. Because I love the no pressure. The no
Yeah, for
pressure
sure.
is something that I need to work
Mm,
on. Like for my blog, I need to at least do 2 hours
yeah.
a week, just so that
Mm,
people are engaged. They'll come to my website and read.
right.
Um, so that's amazing that you found that balance.
Right. And it worked for me, right? But it not might work for everybody, but it worked for me where I kind of just like I do it when I feel like it and when I think the time is right, and it just worked out.
Yeah,
For everybody, it might not be like that. For some people, you might have to work a little harder. You might have to publish more videos. But for me, I just got lucky. I was just having fun online. I wasn't doing anything. I was just having fun posting these videos when
yeah,
during the pandemic, and it just took off. And it was
yeah,
just this thing I wasn't expecting.
yeah.
Um, So, I mean, it's good to put out content, especially if you're monetized, you got that income coming in and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't do this for the money. If I did it for the money, I would be very poor, let me tell you. I I
Okay. My goal is just to provide a platform so people could share their story. That's all I ever want from
yes.
any of the stuff that I do. Because a lot of people are like, oh, how much do you charge? I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to charge? Like, not for this, but like other things I do. I do
Yeah.
reviews and then I go to events and I'm like, hey, listen, if someone's sending me a book for free, I don't have to pay. That's compensation for
Right.
me. Like, I don't mind. I like sharing. I believe in connecting people and inspiring people, empowering people. That's what I hope. Because again, I'm not in it for the money. If I was, I don't know. I think
Then
Momma Braga would be different.
right.
So
And that's
I get,
I think that's anything you get into in life, that's kind of the mindset you need, right? You don't want to necessarily um think about the money right away, right? I mean, you just want to have fun.
yeah,
And as long as you like what you're doing and you're having fun, you're gonna be happy, you're gonna come home happy. It's the same thing with your job, right? If you're in a
mhm,
job where you're just there for the money, it's hard. It's gonna be hard after a few years because you feel yourself forced to go to work and you don't really like it. So it's good to find a job that you like to do, that you like
yeah,
doing. It's not just about the money, it's about something that you like to do, right?
yeah.
So that's the
I,
way I
I
think, at least.
I agree.
I'm a very, I think I am in a point in my life where I'm very laid back. I'm like, you know what? If this doesn't work, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, do I like this job? Oh yeah, I love this job. Okay, then I'm going to stay on it. If I don't like this job, okay, then I'll just leave. I'll just find another one. It works out for me. It might not work out for everybody, but I'm fortunate that I can do that. And just, I want to be happy. It's just happiness is everything, right? In life.
Mhm.
And you don't want to live, your life is very short. So you want to live life like, I like to say, like it's your last day, right? So I'm a person that I like to have fun. I like to be adventurous. Um, you know, Sometimes I like to be crazy. Like, okay, I want to go out and do this. Okay, let's go. You want to go on a vacation? Let's go. Oh, my work's going to be mad. I'll take a few days off. I mean,
Yeah,
I want to be happy, like they're not
yeah,
going to be there the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like you have to be selfish sometimes. You have to think about yourself, right?
yeah,
And your
yeah,
well-being.
yeah.
So,
You gotta do what's right for you. You have worked with many popular Portuguese comedians and been surrounded by so many talented people. But is there one that you haven't worked with yet that you want to work with?
Portuguese comedians,
Or not even just Portuguese, just a comedian, an entertainer, anything. Someone,
right. Oh, well, obviously, I would love to work with some American comedians that are famous out there, obviously, but I mean, it's hard to come by. But I mean, I would say in the Portuguese world, I've worked with basically almost everybody that I wanted to work with. There is one group that I think about. I'm not sure if you're familiar with. They're called Fala Quem Sabe, and they are a comedy group from Terceira.
okay.
I think they might be number one in the Azores. They're very well known there, and they do similar comedy to what I do. Right? They're a group of three guys, and they do a lot of goofy things. They talk about a lot of goofy stuff. But it's three guys that I grew up watching. And they're a group I grew up watching, and I would love to do something with them. And opportunity arose um, recently when I went there for Carnival, but I was so busy with Carnival that we didn't get to do anything together. But they're
Oh,
willing to work together.
oh,
So,
see, there you go.
uh, so I think that when it comes to working with people that I want to work, I'm very fortunate because I've worked with a lot of them, and I get to work with with almost anybody that I kind of like, really want to work in the Portuguese world. Even musicians I worked with that I thought I wouldn't like even be possible. Like for example, Rodrigo Leal, the son
Mhm.
of Roberto Leal, right? Who Roberto Leal was is an icon on Portuguese
Oh my
music.
goodness. Yes. I
And
remember hearing
me
his
and
music growing up.
Rodrigo is such a for his dad being what he was and what he is. Rodrigo is such a humble person. And for example, for him to send me like a voice message on my birthday saying, "Hey,
Oh,
irmão, like happy birthday," for the fact that he remembers me, I mean,
yeah.
it's absolutely amazing. I got to work with George Freire. Me and George got to sit down and have dinner
Another
with George Freire.
icon.
Right. Um, like Mark Dennis, like around our community is very known. I've got to work with so many artists, singers and IPMAs. I got to perform on stage. I got to share the stage with Toy, with Diogo Pissarra, with Marisa. Obviously these are not people I got to. These are not people I necessarily got to have a relationship with, but it's people that I can say that I've shared the stage with, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of that. Um, and I guess I got to thank a lot of that to David as well, David DeMello. He was my best man at my wedding, and he's my padrin that I like to say, right? The padrin. He makes a lot of that happen because he took me under his wing as well, and he's able to get all these artists. And when I go do shows, if I do like if I'm the MC, right, and I'm
Mhm.
MCing the show, I get to work with all these cool artists, and it's thanks to him, most of it. So I want to thank him for that. He makes that possible, right?
So he's
He's
almost like
almost
your agent.
right. I was just gonna say that he's my agent without really being my agent, so it's
That's
great.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So I have three questions that are like they're supposed to be rapid questions, but with you it's
Mm,
a little bit different. But these are like I try to do signature questions depending on my guests so far. So
okay.
one, what's one lesson from your childhood that still guides you today?
One lesson from my childhood that guides me today. Hmm. I think I would say moving here from another country. It might have seemed very hard, and it might have seemed like the end of the world because I was in a dark place. But it wasn't the end of the world, and it was a new opportunity. So I guess what I'm trying to say is when something looks dark or seems dark, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And I
Oh,
think that was a good lesson. I think that I learned from my childhood when I moved here.
that's a strong lesson to learn at a very young
Yes.
age. So that's
Mm,
amazing, and it's a good mindset to have too to carry on through adulthood and through the rest of your life. So it's amazing. Uh,
right.
and another question. So, what's something you wish more people understood about the Portuguese community? It could just be the Portuguese community in general, or specifically
Mhm.
to people from Seda, from where you are originally from.
And I'm gonna answer this one from from the place where I'm from because that's oh, there's people calling me again. Sorry.
Called
So
Momma Braga Unfiltered for a reason. Anything can happen.
so I'm gonna answer this the place where I'm from because that's where I would like Portuguese people to know this,
Yeah.
especially from the mainland, from Madeira, from other islands on the Azores. When I do my comedy, the things that I do, the traditional stuff that I do, is I would like people from there to know about my culture, to know about Carnival, to know about other different things that happen in Portugal. That Portugal is not only one culture. We were talking about this in the beginning, right? We
Yeah.
were saying how it's good to learn about other places, their
Hmm.
different traditions, different cultures. So I think that's something that a lot of Portuguese people should know, is that you should learn other cultures, other traditions in your own country, because there's a lot of them to learn.
Oh my gosh, yes, there is. That's
Yeah,
beautiful. That's a great thing. Yeah, we did touch upon it, and it's good that we're bringing it up again, kind of like to refocus people, like, have an open mind. There's not just like one Portuguese is not just one culture. It's like
yeah,
there's like it's like a tree. So Portuguese is a tree, and then there's lots of branches. So, Seda has a branch, and then it has other branches, like different
right.
trees, and then Lee is.
Yeah.
I like using metaphors. That's beautiful. And finally, what's the most Vavo Brito thing you've ever done in real life?
That's a good one. That's a really good one. I'd say getting pretty drunk, with my friends. I think that's a good one. Vavo Brito is this character that likes wine, likes to have fun. Um, I'd say that. I'm the type of person. I don't drink. I rarely drink, but like any Portuguese guy, I like to have fun on a party. I like to drink when I'm at a party, and there's been times where I've gotten really, really, a little bit drunk, and I like to have fun. And I think
Yeah.
that's a Vavo thing to do. She likes to have fun, so I think when I'm a little bit drunk, I turn into a Brito a little bit. So it's great. It's amazing.
And that's a free show.
Right, it's a free show they got to witness, so it's a win for everybody.
I know. So now anytime someone sees you, they'll be like, here's some little wine for you.
Here's some little wine, Hugo. Just here's a little wine. They're gonna invite me to their event and be like, oh, here's a little drinks. Drinks are on me, and then when I'm drunk, they just get me to do a free show. So
Yeah. I can give you my dad's wine, but it's like homemade. You'll be
and
done.
surprisingly, I don't like wine that
No?
much.
Oh.
No,
So what's your go-to?
I like and I don't like beer as well. I'm more like like mixed drinks, right? Like Captain and Coke or stuff like that. I'm more fancy, right? Fancy. I'm a fancy drinker.
So do you like put your like pinky up? No,
Yeah, like I drink my espresso martini, right? Like stuff like that.
I just have coffee, black coffee, and I'm good.
There you go.
Well, thank you so much. Before we sign off, where are you next? Where can people, I guess, see you next? When's your next big show in Canada, US? Where are you?
So I'll be posting a lot of stuff on the Brito Comedy. That's my comedy page. I'm mostly active on Facebook. That's where I update all my shows. So right now I have upcoming shows with the Portuguese kids on. I'll be going up there. I believe it's either March or April. I have to see because there was one show I'm not going to, but they're going up there 2 times. They're going in March and April, and I'll be going up there with them for one of those dates. But if you go to my Facebook page, you'll be able to see that. And then I have shows with them up until June around locally. I think we're going to Connecticut, New Jersey. And then I have my shows that I've been doing bookings. They usually come up at this time. That's when I start booking shows for this year. That's when people start messaging me. So right now I don't have a lot of them, but they'll be coming up. So just go on my Facebook page, The Brito Comedy, and you will see all the updates that I have there. And hopefully you like the content that I put out. And just keep in mind that, it's not for everybody, but we were talking about here, be open-minded, right? That was I think that's a good lesson from this podcast. Be open-minded. Right, there you go.
We both come out with something that we've learned. Well, thank you so much, Hugo. This is Hugo. This is Melanie, Momma Braga. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Until next time, this is Momma Braga wishing you courage to tell your story and joy in every chapter.